Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So today what we are going to do is a reaction video. I am reacting to your TikToks, your Instagram reels, not yours, but the ones you send me. You can send them to me in a message, you can send them to me on whatever platform, just at me in them. You don't need to be like, look at this is shit, you know, just at me. So as I always like to say, or actually I forget a few times in these reaction videos, there are absolutely no rules to creativity and individuality when it comes to doing makeup. However, makeup does have a theory, and these videos are for people that have maybe tried some of these hacks or are tired of seeing these hacks that we see online. It's like, why don't they work for me? Well, I am here to shed some light on maybe why they're not working for you, maybe why they actually don't work for anyone, and maybe why they are made for entertainment purposes only. Let me just ask you all a favor very quickly. If you watch my videos very often, can you just double check you are subscribed to me? Because there's somebody whose videos I watch all the time and they just always come up on my recommended, so I'm always looking at them. And then I realized I wasn't even subscribed to them. So I've been supporting this creator and I was like, oh, I need to subscribe. Just go ahead, if you watch my videos, double check that you are subscribed to me and give this video a thumbs up as well. Okay, let's get into it.
I'm going to share some of my favorite makeup tricks that will help enhance your makeup to make it look like you just got it done by a professional. I'm a professional makeup artist. I use these tricks on myself and my clients as well. These tricks have been around for years and decades, so I did not come up with any of these. And if you find these tricks don't work for you or you found something different, that's okay. This one is for my oily skin people. Take an oil blotting sheet and pat away any of that excess oil. Then set those areas with a very light veil of translucent powder. Removing the excess oil that we don't need and then powdering those areas will help create a barrier so your oils don't come through. Before you do your brows, take a cotton pad in micellar water and wipe away any of that skincare. You can see the difference. This will help the product glide on a lot faster because there's no product blocking the area that you're trying to apply, and it's going to last longer. When it comes to prepping for eyeshadow, don't use concealer, especially if you have oily eyelids. All concealers have some sort of hydration in them, so if you use that underneath eyeshadow, typically it's more likely to crease. When applying your transition color, apply it above the natural eyelid crease and push it into the socket and into the front of the brow. This is going to create a soft and natural looking dimension to the eyes. On a big fluffy brush, take the bronzer you plan to use later and apply it along the transition shade. This is going to help create a cohesive look between the eye makeup and the face makeup. To make the band of your lash even more undetectable, take some black eyeshadow and apply it on the band of the lash. Black eyeshadow on the band, no eyeshadow on the band. Can you tell the difference? If you're wanting a more full coverage result with your under eye concealer, let it sit for a few minutes and then blend it out. When using bronzer, opt for a smaller brush versus a big fluffy brush. Using a smaller brush will help control where you're putting the bronzer versus using a big fluffy brush and it just being blown out and going everywhere. And if you're wanting a super natural look with your bronzer, use the same brush you used for your foundation to apply it. Never be afraid to use your fingers. It is your best tool. If you want to look like you just came back from the beach, put some cream blush where you put your bronzer. This will help give you a more sun-kissed look. Whether you're using a brush, a sponge, or a velour puff, take your applicator with the powder, start at your nostril and go all the way up. And make sure you're looking up so you can get into any creases. If you self-tan, take your bronzer, apply it on the ear. Ears do not hold self-tan very well. Before bronzer, after bronzer. Apply your powder highlight before your powder bronzer and blush. This will take away the effect of it sitting on the skin and make it look like it's coming from within. After applying your bottom lash mascara, take a clean spoolie and run it through your lashes. This further helps to separate the lashes and to evenly coat them with the mascara. If you want your eyes to appear bigger and more awake, take a flesh tone liner and put it in your waterline. Eyeliner, no eyeliner. To make your lip line look a little bit more crisp, take your leftover foundation on a flat concealer brush and outline your lip line. And when you're using setting spray, don't just use it at the very end. Layering it throughout your application will ensure that your makeup has more longevity.
There were so many tips in there. The first tip in there about the oil blotting sheets and the powder for oily skin. Here's the thing with oily skin. I am an oily skin person and I think we focus a lot on what we are doing after we apply our makeup. Powder, setting spray, trying to make sure it doesn't remove. This is such a good and important tip because excess moisture left on the skin, be it from skincare, be it just from natural oil, isn't going to help in longevity of wear of your foundation. Our oil comes through our skin, so we need a barrier or something before our foundation. So doing that light dusting of powder, or you can get setting sprays with powder in, is an incredible tip. And removing that excess oil, this is such a good tip. So do your skincare and leave it for like 3, 4, 5 minutes. Do your hair, I don't know, take those cups in your bedroom downstairs and then leave your skin. When your skin, this is in my prepping skin for makeup video, by the way, so sorry if I sound like a broken record. And then come back to your skin, see where your skin has absorbed that moisture, where it hasn't, and then take away the areas where the moisture is just sitting on top. You don't need that moisture on your oily skin. So that's a really incredible tip. Let's not overdo our skin prep, because it can break down our makeup. And that leads us on to the eyebrows, skincare and eyebrows. Have you ever done or drawn on your eyebrows and it almost looks like the pencil or pomade or pen looks like it's dissolving? That will be the oils in your skincare, or even the oils in your brows, behind your brows, breaking down that product. Oil breaks down makeup, so that's dissolving and you get that really horrible, it looks like it's kind of coming away texture. So again, amazing tip. Listen, when I first started doing my channel, right, I felt like such a villain because I was against baking. I was against all that triangle concealer. I was against using concealer as eyeshadow primer. And now I am so excited that you have professional makeup artists, not even just like people who just use their makeup, now saying, no, don't bake, don't use too much concealer, don't use concealer as an eyeshadow primer. Not because of me, but because it's like, it does better for your makeup, and these people have discovered that. So I always, like I said, I always feel like the villain when I always say stuff, but I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm just trying to help you. So to see other people be like, you know what, actually it's better if you do use an eye primer, and here's why. Such a relief. Okay, I won't go through one by one. Everything amazing, beautiful. So great tips. Yeah.
Stop. Don't do this. Try this instead. Here's why you should always use a setting spray. I don't have any foundation on right now. There's some redness and natural imperfections, but soon you'll see the difference. So I'm applying MAC Studio Fix foundation on the right side, and then on the left side, everything looks okay so far. But when we zoom in and look at the left side, it looks flaky and bad. Now look at the right side. It looks fresh and radiant. The only thing I did different on the right side is use MAC Studio Fix foundation with the Fix Plus setting spray, and it makes all the difference.
So, I mean, if your foundation looks like that after you apply it, it's not in your foundation, it's not your foundation's fault, and it's not because you didn't use a setting spray, it's your skincare. That's your skincare's issue, right? Like, everything we do, you need to prep your skin correctly with skincare. Setting sprays, I mean, this one says it has vitamin C and whatever in it. Skincare. It's not a setting spray, so you can't just use like setting sprays on top of some dry skin textures, because it's going to be even worse. That is not a foundation issue. That is something that should be prepped before your foundation, that skin texture. So that's, I wouldn't say that was, I mean, setting sprays can, like, layer your setting sprays, absolutely, for longevity. And sometimes it can help with skin textures like pores, depending on the setting spray. However, you know how I feel about MAC Fix Plus. It wasn't a setting spray back in my day, and we were told by our trainers that it wasn't setting spray until a few years later when setting spray became popular, then suddenly it was. And we were told this is why it doesn't set. So, but that's not a foundation. Some people, this is a thing, right? If your foundation has texture, all this other stuff, yes, your foundation may not be for your kind of skin. It might not work well for your skin, but there's loads of things that can go into that texture. It can be the base of your primer you're using versus the base of your foundation. But if you have that much texture, that is skincare. That should have been prepped before.
The number one question I get asked every Halloween is how to cover those thick, dark brows. Here's how I do it. Mix in an orange or red color corrector to Elmer's glue and apply to the forearm. Then apply a little bit of purple glue stick to the brow. Then very slowly peel off the dried glue that you had on your forearm, and voila, you're ready to go. Apply to the glue while it's still tacky. Then with the fullest coverage concealer you have, go ahead and apply over the brow and take a dry sponge and go ahead and press that to build the coverage. You are now ready to set the concealer by packing on a translucent powder. Really make sure you're pressing well. Draw on the brow with your favorite brow pencil. These are all the products you need to get the look.
Let me tell you something. He sent me this video a few months or a few weeks back. And we talk on Instagram, we talk about makeup. He's a very experienced, very good makeup artist. So, you know, I ask him questions about things. I think it's very important to keep learning no matter what stage you are at in your career. You need to keep learning to keep updated, and it's important to update yourself. When he sent me this, I was literally, never in my life have I seen this method. Yes, blocking brows with glue, doing this kind of stuff, but I have never seen somebody making a peel off brow blocker. That I was like, you're a genius. You're an absolute genius. That is the most clever idea I have seen in such a long time. I think that is so smart. It's so time saving as well. And for someone like me who has literally, I keep checking the time, who has extremely dark eyebrows, very thick, extremely difficult to cover, it's like a bald cap for your eyebrows. So smart, so intelligent. I think that is absolutely incredible. So incredible. I just feel like you don't have to waste Q-tips to be able to do free straight lines. Actually, I think it's really like just stupid. We can do free lines on our nose. We don't need any help or any accessories. Obviously, there are some people that may have mobility issues that may need some extra help, but I doubt holding something so small and doing that would be any useful thing to do. Such a waste of that's free Q-tips now you've wasted for no reason. What are you gonna do? Wash them or reuse them? I don't think so. That is a great tip. Listen, for all my hooded-eyed people out there, starting your makeup from underneath the eye, like imagine, oh, I'm so dry. Imagine your waterline almost like coming away from your eye. Starting it from here is such a great tip for hooded eyes. You're not going to bring them down. Don't worry about that as long as you head upwards. So that liner is incredible thing to do. Do be careful with smudging the liner underneath, because once that's it, you know. But you can do the same thing with like a brown pencil or a black pencil or a pencil that's, you know, a little bit softer in color. Just practice starting your makeup from down up rather than a lot of people who start from the inside corner in or up, you know. As we had more, let me go for my ats on TikTok. By the way, if you're on TikTok, it's at Robert Welsh MUA. You can at me on things. I need to get back on TikTok. I just kind of like abandoned it.
This is actually crazy. Oh, what?
That honestly can't be real. Took me a while, but I found it. So this is the Revlon Oil Control on the go, and it's so cute and tiny. It has this nice little like clear top so you can cover it. And I expected this to be a sponge, but it's a rock. Isn't that so weird? Okay, I'm ready. I'm starting on this cheek first. Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. Did you guys see that? Wait, what? I'm so confused. Where was this in my entire life? Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna do the forehead because that's where I'm most oily, so let's see. What? I'm so confused.
Okay, so this is the second time this product has kind of like done the rounds in terms of being on you know, a viral product. Let me just talk about very quickly. This product does work to absorb oil. I've used it before. The one thing I did find a little bit sus with it is trying to clean it, and you know, it looks gross when you're done with it, and it also does kind of take off a little tiny bit of foundation, but it does mattify the skin. In these videos I've seen on TikTok, not just this one, quite a few, and some on Instagram, is that it gives the appearance of a blurred skin. Let's get really technical here about lighting. If it mattifies, which it does, it removes oil. On low quality video like this, it is gonna completely absorb any light and it's gonna look completely blurred. That's just how it is. Whereas which is something that is a little bit more shiny, it reflects the light and gives it a little bit more detail. Perhaps somebody who's like good at lighting and photography can kind of explain that a little bit better than I can in the comments, because I'm sure I didn't quite get it there. But the low quality video upload, here's when you see a product that looks like it blurs, look at that video. Does it look like it has been filmed on their phone? And it's not their fault, it's TikTok's upload, although there is an option to upload in HD. Look at the video and think, does this look like it was recorded on the first smartphone? Or does it look like it's been recorded on a good quality HD camera? Or HD on an iPhone? Which I don't believe TikTok actually even supports that upload quality. So do bear that in mind. I love TikTok as a platform, don't get me wrong. I think it's a really great platform for creators. However, it is a little bit questionable. That's what I will say. This product does work to absorb oil. It does not blur like that, however. Now, I had to share this one because this is from somebody who works for a multi-level marketing company. And we all know some people who work for multi-level marketing companies pretty much just say whatever the fuck they want to sell their products. So let me find it. Okay, let's watch this together.
If you're having problems with makeup texture and settling, the Fusion method will fix that. Hi, I'm Amanda and I am the creator of the Fusion makeup method. I base this method off of your mimetic muscle system. Let's focus on your low zone today. Your low mimetic zone will usually have less muscle movement, so the opacity of the makeup product you put there doesn't matter as much. Opacity is what leaves us with makeup texture. To sculpt out my cheeks, I want a little bit more coverage because of my melasma, but there's no movement in this area, so I can use a full contour. This area of my cheek, again, doesn't have a lot of creasing texture because it's a low movement area, so I can use a cream blush. In my low zones, I will spot treat a couple of areas as long as they are areas that do not have any texture creasing because of that muscle tone. The key is for you to identify your zones, so watch more of my videos and follow.
Bless her. So she is claiming that she created this method where you apply makeup to areas depending on muscle movement, how often that muscle moves, which therefore leads to creasing, things like that. No, you didn't. You absolutely did not. Did you know a lot of makeup artists learn about muscle structure in the face for these reasons? This is very much, makeup artists do this all the time, especially if you have repeat clients. You very much base your application of product where you know there might be more creasing. For example, if you have a client whose smile lines tend to crease a lot more, you tend to use less product or do things to prevent that product from creasing. Same with under the eyes, same with the cheeks. We know there's movement in the cheeks. You did not invent this technique at all. In fact, Max Factor invented this crazy machine, and I'll put the information on the screen when I find it, that actually measured bone structure, muscle structure, and everything like that. And using that structure of the face to apply makeup, it was actually terrible. It measured how beautiful you were. So that is absolutely not an invention you come up with. And actually to say that you came up with this is actually kind of insulting to a lot of people. That is how a lot of professionals lay out makeup, and people actually know the names of muscles in the face for this reason. So that is not something you invented, I'm afraid. I'm so sorry, unless you were alive before Max Factor invented that, which you're looking great if you were. Let's watch that again because it's quite quick. So this video is basically showing two peaches and saying what happens when you put makeup over peach fuzz. So on our faces, human faces, peach fuzz is that light hair that may stand up on end when you apply makeup. And I've gone through a few times how to make this not stand on end when you apply makeup. It's just about dragging it and dragging your brush in the direction. I know dragging isn't a very nice word when it comes to makeup, but in the correct direction of the hairs to lay them flat. This thing is coming around again where people are comparing human skin to fruits. Peaches have fuzz on them. It's like a protective thing, right? Humans do not, that's not how humans, like peaches are covered, like literally it's like a carpet, very, very fine. So, well, compared to humans. So actually that does not matter. It's incomparable to a peach. Like it's actually kind of stupid that's a comparison. And the same with primers. If you see someone priming an orange, that's absolutely not a thing. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, go ahead and tag me on TikTok at Robert Welsh MUA. You can do on Instagram at Robert WLSH. Just tag me. You can message them to me. Do whatever it is you need to do. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing, and I will see you very, very soon.